How you doing, everybody? Welcome to episode 4 of the Roundup. What a week this week, by the way. I was looking through the Premier League games. It's just Derby weekend. It was class, and I think some good games to talk about. A couple of good talking points in it, I know, mate.
Yeah, I'm PG'd up this week, mate. I've been sent to the room, mate, because she's got big, important work calls. But what a week, mate. I love that, how it's been international week. They made everything derbies and big games, because all the weekend I've been looking at pictures and videos of the games, and I'm just like, wow, brilliant for the grade, brilliant, you know what I mean?
It's clever. I mean, you even look at, I think you had retweeted it. It was over 1,200 at the Cumnock Talbot game. Clydebank, I've not been able to see a great deal about their game for Pollock, but I'd imagine I wouldn't have been a kick arse for that kind of number at their game as well. So it's good. It's good that you
even the Darvo and Hurlford game, that was probably near 1,000. Pollock and Clydebank's going to be near 1,000, and then that Cumnock Talbot game was what, 1,250, man, unbelievable.
We need to apologise to everybody who was devastated we couldn't make it on Friday night, because I forgot that Mrs. Gordon was on a hen do, so I couldn't make it. But this is I'm whipping this out to teams. Get Friday night games sorted, we'll come down. Get it sorted and we'll come in.
Don't say that and then we let the side down, mate. Just what happens.
If we can manage, we will. Right, when we get torn into it. Results in the Premier League. Beith 3, Kilburnley 1. Pollock beat Clydebank 2-0 at home park. Cumnock 2, Talbot 3, the big one of the day. Cumbernauld 1, Rob Roy 4. Friday night's game, Darvel 2, Hurlford 4. Glenafton 1, Bonnet 0. Meda 1, Colwyn 3. Largs 3, Benburn 0. Rossvale 2, Troon 0. Glencairn 3, Blantyre 2.
Yeah.
Straight on to the big one, mate. Cumnock Talbot. Cumnock 2 up. Talbot pull it back second half, 3-2. That looked like a cracker.
3 goals in 7 minutes, I think Talbot scored.
Was I?
See, being honest with you, PG, I always try and say about the other teams, but Talbot are just showing, man, why they are the kiddies, isn't they? They're just, that is 2-0 up. Cumnock fans, probably the Cumnock fans, everybody's probably think Cumnock are going to get 3 points here, probably except the Cumnock management team, who know a game's not done it 2-0. But for that, mate, that comeback and that size of game, unbelievable, mate. That just shows, mate, what Talbot are all about.
That's what they're about, isn't it? I watched the highlights just before coming on there. It looked like Cumnock 2-0 up first half, had a couple of chances. It looked like that was obviously their half. Talbot came out second half and were very dominant. Something that struck me in one of the highlights is, I can't even remember what boy it was, for Cumnock, picks the ball up in his own half, halfway in his own half, does a great run, flying all the way through. It may have been 2-1, maybe 2-0 at this point, flying all the way through the middle of the park. Big Talbot centre half, 25 yards for goal, just cleans them out. And you're like, see, for me, that's one of the differences where you need players with that kind of mindset, because the boy looked like he was through. And see if that is to go 3-0, game's done. Doesn't matter how good the Talbot, the game's done at that point.
No, I seen Tucker's interview after it, and he was praising the subs. Obviously, it's good for a gaffer to make subs at play half, but I think by all accounts, Boylan and Shankers came on, and I think kind of changed the game into Talbot's favour. I know Shankers has scored a penalty in that. So I say, mate, what a result! You feel for you probably, because we've not get any loyalties with any of the teams, but Tony and Branco and the Cumnock loyal and that, they'll find that a tough one to take, especially being 2-0 up. But Talbot, man, they'll be high as a kite with that one.
Just a winning machine. Then now, moving on, another big derby. Beith 3-1 to Kilburnley. No highlights up yet, so not been able to see anything. I know Kilburnley were 1 up. That'll be great for Butch, who's obviously been on the show, and Tommy, who's been on the show as well. Kilburnley, Butch will be delighted with that. Sore one for Tommy and stuff, but Kilburnley have been doing quite well of late, winning 2 of the last 3, drawn 1, losing that game, sore 1 derby, but they've had a decent, you can see they've picked up the last few weeks, so they've had a decent wee run, maybe just a wee setback for them.
Tommy and that are passionate guys, mate, so they're not going to like to lose any game, so especially a derby, and especially going 1-0 up, but Butch, man, Butch is getting results, mate, and doing well, and they're just sitting kind of half that tap wee bunch, but they're doing well, and he's having a good season so far. But listen, it's amazing to win any derby game. Do you know what I mean? And whoever loses it is just unfortunate. Do you know what I mean? But that's a good result for Beaver, especially as you say, they're a resurgent Kilburnley side. You know what I mean?
They're doing a lot better. Big one, a big result, which I think could have a really big impact on kind of how things are going to go, is Pollock beating Clydebank 2-0. That gives the Talbot that breathing room. Talbot are 4 points clear now with a game in hand. You'd assume they'll win it because they seem to be winning all the time. That was a blow. I seen Moff's interview. That was the first game they had lost in a ridiculous amount of games. So that's a credit to them some spell. But Murdy, I actually think Pollock have been quietly just ticking away. I think they're doing a really good job in it.
I wouldn't say anybody shouting for the rooftops for them, but to think about the last two results, mate, they've beat Darvel and then they've beat Clydebank, mate. So for Murdy and Pollock, and they've kept 2 clean sheets in on the 2 games, which is no mean feat. Do you know what I mean? So hats off to Murdy and the boys down there. That's a couple of great results. I think the same thing is with Murdy will look back probably on the games that they drop points and he'll be disappointed. Maybe Largs at home and they were a couple of minutes away from winning the game, and then Bonington, the second game of the season, Bonington's only win coming against Pollock. So you're thinking if they win the game against Largs and then things are a bit different down at Bonington, then they're right in the mix.
Serious pressure on, I know.
Aye, but they've done really well.
They have. Another one.
Did you see that sending off?
Mate, strange, isn't it?
Mate, it's a shocker, mate. I'll be
honestly,
honest.
I watched it the first time and I was like, I don't even know what's happened there. Why's anything happened? It was
especially with Lionel's. See, with Lionel's been there, that type of decision shouldn't really happen.
That's what Moff was saying. It was a linesman that pulled it back.
I know, mate. I don't know what he's seen there, mate. But at the same time, we've not been at the game. Just that's one thing that I have seen for the game, and it's been a big talking point because I've seen Twitter being gone a wee bit mad asking for opinions on it, and if boys are getting sent off for that, then the game's fucked.
Well, that's thing you see.
Don't get me wrong. What's his reaction? What's the boy's reaction when he gets down on his face?
I know. But
at the same time, he should never be sent off. Know what I mean?
I know. You saw like you say, the stuff on Twitter and that. Moving on to what I think is quite a big result. The Med have been doing really well late. Kilwinning have been kind of stumbling. That was a good win down at Irvine for Kilwinning.
Yeah,
and that's quite a kind of still a bit of a derby, that one as well. So that was was a cracking result. What I've got to say is, how bad have you seen it? How bad is the Meda pitch now compared to what it was years ago? I used to love going down there. It was like a bowling green. That's the worst I've ever seen that park.
I didn't see it, mate. I didn't see it, mate.
The park looked terrible considering how good it's been before. But that was a good win. 3-1. I think Gav Miller got 2. And
he's a good player, Gav. I played against him when he was at Blantyre with Gibby, and he's a very good player. I think he looked as if he was going to go to Peters Hill, and then I think Straney's came in at just right at the death and managed to get him, and he seems to be having a good season and doing well for him. Gav, he's a good player.
Aye,
a great result. Great result for Straney to get back on track, because they've had maybe the last few weeks they've had a few disappointing results. So to go to Meda, who've been going well under Spenny and that, then it's a very, very good result for them.
But what I would say with the Meda, watching the highlights back, that was a really soft penalty Kilwinning got. Very, very soft, mate. I would never have gave it myself, to be honest. Really soft. But it's a 3-1 win for Kilwinning. On to Friday night's game. Hurlford didn't see it coming. 4-2. Darvel ended up with 9 men, but at that point, I think before they got their first man sent off, it was still 3-2. But that's another blow for Darvel. That takes them into 1, 2, 3, 4, 7th place. They've dropped 5 out of 11 games. They've no won. They're in a wee bit of a spell. They've no won any of the last 4. You know what I mean? That's, if you want to win the league, I'm going to put it there now. Darvel won't win the league. I'm going to put it there. They won't win the league. That's too many points they're dropping. Granted, the Talbot at a different level, so I expect them to win anyway. But too many teams about them are picking up points. Mick, I don't know how things are. Obviously, not seen them live. Mick's got to try and find a way to pick them back up, because it's a poor wee run of form they're on.
Mate, there's big characters in that changing room, mate. I think that there's experienced boys that have been about big dressing rooms and all that, and senior dressing rooms. So they need to pick themselves up. Probably it's a surprise to me, because I tipped them to win the league, and I didn't think they would win it comfortably, but I thought they would do very well. I thought they would win it, but no, no pure comfortably. So listen, it's a disappointing spell for them, and as I've said to you before, there'll be nobody with in there is more disappointed as Mick and the management team and the boys, because they're winners, isn't he? He's won things all his time as a manager and as a player, and he'll be hurting with it. They just need to bounce back. They probably need to get a shitey win with a wee clean sheet or something, and it'll just kickstart them again. But I agree with you. They need to get it soon, and they need to pick it up, because, as you say, the further they fall back behind the Talbot, then they leave themselves an absolute mountain to climb. Right. But on that, mate, that place, I seen the pictures. Man, I'm gutted we couldn't get down there on Friday, because it sounded some game. Hats off to Dan Henderson and his boys down there. That's a fucking tremendous result.
Well, that puts them ahead of Darvel now as well. You've got that, like, Rob Roy beating Cumbernauld 4-1, which was quite a result, because, like, even though Cumbernauld have lost a couple, they're still a good side who don't really lose many goals. But that puts Rob Roy have put himself back in the mix against Darvel. They're just sitting below him a couple of points. There is a potential they could drop maybe in 8th or 9th in the league, which, when you see people, I know it's early doors, you see people talking about the budget they supposedly have. They expect more. They've got a lot of good players who are clearly good players, but maybe they drop down to this level when they've been at the higher, and it's a different type of football sometimes is affecting them. Again, not seen them live, so I can't say it's just me throwing the things out there. But moving on to Conference A, Atherley beat.
See one thing before you go, mate. See, the next one of these we need to concentrate on the bottom end of the table and all, because I feel as if we're mentioning the same big boys all the time, and as you say, there's teams like Rosville, Rob Roy and that maybe not getting the praise and the shouts they deserve. So that's one that we'll keep in mind.
Right, noted. Just a hard game with the amount of good games there was in there.
Yes, mate, I agree. But...
Right, Conference A, Atherley 5, Borough 2, Forth beat Lugar 6-2, Girvan 1, Bellshill 5, Glasgow Uni 3, Craigmark 0, Irvine Vicks 1, Leslie Hagel 5, Maple 4, Muirkirk 3, Shotts 3, Whitlets 1, Saltcoats 2, Maryhill 4. Another one, that's Shotts really flying again. That's 5-2 against the Borough. I know the Borough haven't had the best of the season so far, but that's a bit of going over. And by the way, before we move on, mate, bumped into somebody that knows you. Terrible, can't remember his name. Ali, that played at Ashfield, that's at Shotts now.
Oh, right. Aye, Martin, mate.
Aye. I was talking to him the other day, and he was asking for you.
Good player, mate.
Aye, so...
Good boy.
Aye, but it's still going to, about 34, 30.
Still going. Aye, still going. Very good player, mate.
So I've said that's Shotts. That was Atherley. Atherley beat the Borough, no Shotts. Shotts beat Whitlets, which was a good one and all. Right, so anyway, Atherley 5-2. Atherley and Shotts are both flying. Atherley haven't lost yet. 9 wins and
shoot it, mate. It's a shootout between the two, innit?
Mate, that's what actually me and Ali were talking about. Atherley beat them at Shotts. If Shotts can go and beat them, then it's proper neck and neck, because Atherley can win their games in hand and go 4 points clear. Mm-hmm. But it's hard pressed to see past any of the two. They're quite a distance ahead of everybody.
That's what I was going to say. They seem to be that bit stronger. Listen, don't get me wrong. They're not going to. I don't think Atherley are going to go and not lose a game. Do you know what I mean? Because it can be demanding, and you just need certain circumstances to arise. But at the same time, I think it's definitely a shoot between the two, mate.
You look at the two of them. Shotts have scored 42, conceded 13. Atherley have scored 43, conceded 12. Neck and neck, even with that. If it was to go down to that, it's neck and neck. Yeah. Shotts still on that, beating Whitlets. Whitlets have had a good wee spell recently. That was their first defeat in 6. So it's a
good result for them, because George has got his team going well. Do you know what I mean? So it's a very good result for them. I mean, it's a great result.
Then you've got, for me, Maple beating Muirkirk 4-3. Maple are starting to put wins together. That's 5 out of 6 they've won. They're starting to climb the table.
See, Carlo, he's added some good players there. They've got a big sample net and goal. You know what I mean? They've got good players. It's so I always thought they were going to come good, but don't get me wrong, very good result, because Muirkirk, man, have been one of your favourite teams,
Aye, I know. I mean, I've occasionally spoken to Kevin and he's a nice guy, and I have nothing against him, but part of me wants them to lose every week, so I don't.
You don't want any. You shouldn't want any team. You're
just so I don't.
Man.
No, in a purely selfish point of view, so I don't look like a fanny for predicting them to go down.
You should be the opposite. You should be sitting going, I want them to win, and then at the end of the day, I look daft. Not I mean, because I would rather we were looking daft than you want teams to go and get beat you, man. What's wrong with you?
No, I don't want to look daft at all.
Fucking hell, man.
So,
going to put you in the bin, I tell you.
Oh, here, you stop kissing everybody's arse. Right, Craig Mark losing again. 3-0 Glasgow Uni, which was one that surprised us a wee bit. Craig Mark have been doing really well. Lost the last two though. But Maryhill, one of my old teams, 4-2 against Saltcoats. That's them starting to motor a wee bit now. 1-4 at the last.
Clean the bounce.
Doing really well. They'll be happy there because it's that.
Well, because we were talking about their spell where they were struggling a wee bit maybe, and it just shows you, mate, one win, and then it just kickstarts you again. And now they've took 9 points out of the last 3 games, mate. You can't grumble with that. It shows a bit of character, mate.
Big one as well for Bells Hill, taking 5.
Bells Hill, some result. I will tell you something. Girvan's one team that I've been surprised with, because Matt Nat went there with Anne Bank last year, and they took a few of their players, and they were very good, man. They impressed me last year when they played. So I fully expected Girvan to do better and be up near the top of the league, and that's how when we do the predictions, I seem to pick Girvan quite a couple of times. I fancied them to maybe get a result or a draw or something, and it's not quite materialised. But I think hats off to Bells Hill to get down in there and win that, man, and win comfortably. It's a top result for Bells Hill, so well done to them.
Well, see, like I was talking about with Muirkirk, because I predicted them to do poor and they're doing well. I always looked at Les Mehigo's the other one. I'm the complete opposite with him. I have absolutely no ties with Les Mehigo. I want him to win every week because I said I thought they'd do well. So they got a 5-1 win.
Again, obviously the gaffer and the boys must be watching PG and Dak. They're just
starting to pick up point.
I'm
supporting Les Mehigo this season. That's what it is. Love Les Mehigo. Another Sorian for Lugar, 6-2 away to 4th.
No, they won.
Lugar won. No,
they didn't win it.
No, they beat 6-2.
Was it?
That's what it says on the West Twitter. So.
Man, I must have been, because I wasn't even drinking at the weekend. I thought it said 6-2 Lugar, so I was thinking to myself, what a result for Lugar.
Well, see, to be fair, that must be a typo then, because they have won one game now, and I don't remember them winning before that.
I mean, I'm honestly right, and don't quote me on it.
I'm going to go into Twitter now and see.
Because I was looking at it, going, wow, man, because we've just sent a boy on loan, young Nicky, down to 4th, and I was looking at the result, and I'm sure I seen it 6-2 Lugar, because I was like, what a result, man. Brilliant for them. They deserved a big shout out this week because of that.
Doesn't help that none of them are updating their Twitter very well.
Nah.
Because that's what it's got on. I had a look at it. That's what it's got on the West. So I need to have a wee word with Martin McKenna, but I make sure he gets it sorted. If that's the case, they must have won, mate, because they've moved half bottom of the table.
I'm sure I seen it. It was 6-2 to Lugar, mate, and listen, same as yourself, apologies if we thought this one totally rang and 4th have won the game 6-2, but if Lugar haven't done there and won 6-2, I've been down to 4th quite a lot of times in the past. What a result, man. What a result.
Mate, you must be right, because they've got 3 points now. Irvin Vick's still without a win, 12 games in.
Yeah, where's you congratulate? You need to congratulate Lugar, mate.
Lugar, fantastic. Well done, lads. Great result.
Because you've been on them when they've conceded a few goals.
Well done. If you've won, and Dak's right, well done, lads. Right. Moving on to Conference B now.
No, leave it out this week.
No, mate. No, we need to get into the meat and bones.
You need to take the good with the bad, mate.
Ardeer 3, Newmains 2, Ashfield 2, Thornwood 4, Cambuslang 10, Royal Albert 1, Dorai 1, Carluke 2, Glasgow United and Kello a 0-0. I think that's the first we've had since
that's a right on it.
Greenock 1, Gartcairn 0, St Cadoc's 4, Port Glasgow 0, and we'll come back to Renfrew, who had a free week. We'll have a wee chat about him as we're finishing up. I'll start with yourselves, Dak. What happened?
No good enough, mate. On the days, taking nothing away from Thornwood, they were a better side, mate. They had a bit more hunger, desire, and they've carried out probably their game plan a lot better than us, mate. I think we were disappointing. We've been played a friendly, but we've been 5 wins in the bounce. That was including one friendly. and form was good. So I was surprised at their performance because you're at home. We scored. We were 1-0 up after 2 minutes, mate, and then we've just not really got gone at all, mate. And then we've went 3-1 down. We've got it back to 3-2. Probably a draw wouldn't even have been a fair result. We threw caution to the wind. We threw a couple of extra bodies up tap, and then Thornley would have nipped away in the 90th minute and got a fourth goal. Just killed the game. So, to be honest with you, I was talking to Nizzy and Dolzy, a couple of great guys. They fully deserved it. Their boys were better than ours on the day, and I can't really say much else about it. It was a disappointing day. Do you know what I mean? Very disappointing.
Things happen. Like you said, he's been on a good run. Thornley would have been on a good run as well. So it was.
Well, they get beat last week after Glasgow United, so they've bounced back well. Aye. But same time, mate, I don't know. We had a few boys out, and I know Thornley would had the same as well. So I don't think that we can speak about that. But at the same time, I was expecting better for our boys, and we just didn't get gone, mate, all day, mate. Probably one of the days, and I don't want to really overthink it too much, but it's a hard one to take.
I mean,
these defeats, mate, I don't take them well, mate, and they kill me, mate. Not mean, but at the same time, you've got another game to look into next Saturday, mate. A cup game, do you know what I mean?
Who have you got next week?
Greenock, mate. Who are fucking good.
That's a good gene. Because on Greenock, that was a good one against Gart Cairns.
Brilliant. And I know Big Pat for Greenock came at his own thing, mate, because I think the two is backed Gart Cairn.
I went with a draw. Granted.
Did you?
I went for the draw.
Well, he must have
so that's how he's no text me, because I Bruni's just him a wee kick in the stones if he had.
He came at me, mate. He came at me, and to be honest with you, he's right. What a result for Greenock, man. I'm delighted. Obviously, they've lost their management team, and it doesn't look as if it's interrupted them as a team. So I think Gary and that's still taking it now. So hats off to them, mate. That's a tremendous result. Keep a clean sheet. Slick on the score sheet again, mate.
Oh no, scary.
It's a tough game next week for us. Cup game, but it's a wee bit different, isn't it?
Aye, it is a wee bit different. Ardeer's beating Newmains 3-2. Sean getting the win again. That's good for the lads there. Keeping themselves in contention. They're right up there. It's funny though, looking at their wins against they drew with Dorai, beating Newmains. It seems like the teams who are taking quite heavy defeats seem to cause them issues. I don't know whether the boys switch off, but then they go and get points against taking 7 off a Renfrew last week, which you wouldn't have seen, you know what I mean? But another good win for them. It's maybe to build a wee bit there. But
I don't think you'll read too much into. You don't need to go and batter teams, mate. The most important thing's fucking 3 points at the end of the day, innit? So they got the 3 points. That's it. Done and dusted.
We have St Cadoc's, who are still absolutely flying, still to lose a game, taking 4 off the Port. I looked at I always have a wee look at Twitter. I was away on a stag tour this weekend, but I still had a wee check. The Port must have been ridiculously bare bones, because I think Coyley started and Eddie and Andy Monaghan were both on the bench. So there's a bit of combined age of 600 between the three of them. So the fact that they've all had to put themselves into contention, it shows that the Port must have been really bare bones this week. So
I think it's no what's the word I'm looking for? It's no a badging. Listen, you don't like to lose any game, but to get beat 4-0, it's hardly a disgrace, mate. They're a very, very good side under Southie, mate, and they play a very good brand of football, mate. So it's not a disgrace, and especially you know the boys down there better than me. So if they've been down to the bare bones, that's not going to help. Hard enough game with a full squad, isn't it?
To be fair, that's again, we don't know the ins and outs yet. I don't know if it's COVID related or whatever. Probably not the worst game for it happening, because you don't expect them to win anyway. That's a bit of a gimme. Cambuslang 10, Royal Albert 1.
Mate, a machine.
I mean, that's 9 in the bounce they've won now.
10, mate.
Absolutely flying.
10 in a row they've won.
10 in a row? 9 in the league.
In a cup game in the Scottish.
9 wins in the league in a row. Absolutely flying. Scored a lot of goals, you know what I mean? That's 46 goals they've got in 10 games.
Unreal, mate. I don't think you can praise them enough, or there's not enough words to praise them, because it's good going, mate. It's very, very good going. They're not just winning games, they're winning it so impressively. They're scoring hundreds of goals and they're not conceding a lot. So listen, this is their purple patch, mate. They're flying, and listen, it's up to one of the other teams to go and try and take a result off them, but it's going to be very difficult because the confidence will be sky high at that club. It'll be a good atmosphere down there now between the management, the players, the fans, and that's brilliant. Seeing you're winning games, how good it is running about the place, then it's hard to get a result against a team like that because they've got that belief probably now that they can go and beat anybody.
I know, it's the absolute fine. I'm on Twitter now trying to find out how many Scott Williamson scored.
I don't know. He's probably got another hat trick at least, isn't he?
He's probably got quite a few because he scores. Yeah, can't find it. Right, moving on to the two managerless teams in the league, Greenock and Renfrew. You heard any rumours? Anything going about that?
Nothing, mate.
Nothing.
Nothing at all, mate. Nothing at all.
Well,
listen,
I heard a wee rumour this morning. I heard that there was talks that Jamie McKim might be getting invited for an interview, and also that Ryan Boris might be getting the job. Could be a lot of nonsense. Just what I'd heard.
Jamie getting an interview at Renfrew.
Aye, that's what I'd heard. I've not heard that he's spoken to them or if it's definitely true, but it's what I heard that he might be getting invited for an interview, and that that Boris might be in for the job as well.
Boris is an old player into there, so he knows the club well, so he'll have a good chance of getting it with his links probably with the committee and what he's done there as a player, and he knows the place. But Jamie's a top young manager and all. But listen, Johnston Borough might not be having the season that they expected, but what he's done there is very, very good. Then he's got a talented young squad there. So I don't know. I've not heard anything myself, but if Jamie or Boris, then good luck to the both of them if they're trying to get the job. You know what I mean? I've not heard anything with Greenock.
Nah, not heard anything about that at all, to be honest with you. Right, moving on.
Give a job to Gary, mate.
Mate, tell you what, he's putting himself in a position that might be hard not to give him the job.
Exactly.
Moving on to Conference C, we have Ardrossan 1, Larkhall 1, East Kilbride 2, the Ants 0, Lanark 3, Petershill 4, Neilson 2, the Drum 1, the Rock 5, Wishaw 1. Vale Clyde and Kilsyth was abandoned because my big mate Bullet got leathered. So we're supposed to be having a night out with him and his missus in a few weeks, so he better get his finger out and know.
Good pals with Bullet,
his wife's good pals with Mrs. Gordon. So I'm hoping that he's not going to ruin our night out, because the last night out me and him went on together with they two. I got myself into bother for days, so I'm hoping it's a bit better behaviour, but I hope the big man's all right.
No, get well soon, mate.
Big game that Saturday. Neilson beating the Drum 2-1. That's a big one. That
good result, mate. Very good result. I thought that was a game of the day in there for me. Tasty affair. Neilson have done tremendous to get the 3 points. They dropped a few points, so it was a big game. Them being at home. I think the Drum, for what I've seen on social media and that, they've been a bit gutted not to take something for the game. But I seen Hope and that speaking on Twitter, and they were saying they'll dust themselves down and go again. So I don't think it's a massive disaster for them, mate. They showed with the Rock how they bounce back, but obviously now it's tight, isn't it? It's a good.
Well, that's the thing. See that result, I think, in terms of just as neutrals or whatever for the league, it keeps it nice, and that's what the Drum are sitting on 27 points, Neilson 25, the Rock 23, and Petershill 21. So you're looking at any of the four of them can still have a chance. So it's good for the league that it keeps it tight like that.
Still twisting turns but the Drum and Neilson are two good sides, so that could have always went either way, that game.
Aye, I think they'll be disappointed. The only two games they've lost have been to the two teams that are closest to them, which games like that are big, where if you can go and lay a marker.
But they're still top of the league,
of course, so
that's the big.
It would be disappointing.
I hope he's going to take.
Aye, but disappointing to lose against which is competition for the league. But they've been ruthless and they're beating everybody else. Another great result for the Rock. 5-1.
Candy, man.
For sure.
Candy, mate. The Candy sounded as if they were on fire on Saturday. Seen that Paul Kelly's getting better as well, so that's great news to hear. 5 goals, mate. Andy Cameron taking it with John Sweeney and that as well. So tremendous for them. Great result for the Candy. You know, I always like to see Candy doing well, mate.
On the other side, Wishaw having a real hard time now. They have lost 3 and drawn 1 in their last 4. It's about a time for Spud after such a strong start. But having said that, you don't expect Wishaw to be going and winning the league the new. So they're sitting in a pretty solid position. They're 7th place now. I think that Spud's done a good job with them. So it's just one of the ones. It's just another one.
What they've shown is at the start of the season that they've got the players and they've got the potential to go and put a run of results together. So they'll not be too downhearted. They'll just need to go again next week.
Nah. Finally, the Ants losing 2-0 East Kilbride, which I'm sure they'll be very disappointed in. After having a good wee run of form recently, it's a game that they probably would have felt they could have won. But it's one of the ones. It's the
good result for East Kilbride. I seen it was at Blantyre. They've won the game 2-0. They've kept a clean sheet, and obviously they lost their manager not that long ago as well. So it's a good result.
It's a good result. Moving on to Division 4, BSC 2, Campbelltown 3, Hamnero 3, Fanart 4, Kilsyth 5, Glenvale 1. Big one of the day would say Hamnero and Fanart. I think Hamnero took the lead a couple of times. Fanart's pulled it back, but Fanart and Kilsyth have just been relentless. Fanart have won 5 out of 5, the last 5. Kilsyth have won 4 out of the last 4. Two teams who are starting to open up quite a gap, to be fair. It's only we've got 2 games in hand on them. We need to win both of them to keep it tight. But if we don't win the 2 games in hand, then for me it can only be one of the 2. I still think that the way things are going now, your money's heavily on one of the 2. But
I think what helps Fanart and Kilsyth is they've been teams together and they've been together, so they've got that wee bit extra there, that wee extra. They know each other more. They've been a team a wee bit longer. They seem to be picking off the results that wee bit more. So be a tough ask for St Peters, but the best thing that St Peters have got is he's played every team 4 times in that league. So you've still get chance to play against Fanart and against Kilsyth and try and take results off them. So there's definitely a lot of football to be played. But I still think personally it's between the 2, Kilsyth and Fanart, and it'll be good. It'll be an interesting watch to see how they 2 get on.
Definitely. At this stage, you're saying, how can it be anybody but the 2 of them? I mean, they're flying through. If we win our 2 games in hand, we're still 6 points behind them, and we'd be the closest to them by quite a distance. So it's a lot to ask. Hopefully we can get a game on this week. And COVID doesn't put any more games after us. Glenvale, I was surprised. I thought Kilsyth would beat them. I was surprised at just how much they lost by, because they've been fair improving. Lost the last 2, but they've been a good wee run before that. BSC Campbelltown, the 2 of them are kind of fighting out bottom spot between them. Well done to Campbelltown. I think the 2 games they've won have both been BSC maybe. So there's not a lot happening in our league with only 3 games this weekend. Yeah. So that's it. Another roundup. Before we finish, everybody who hasn't voted for us, why haven't you voted for us? Get yourself onto Football Content Awards. This is a massive deal for the podcast, myself and Dak. So it'll be appreciated. You get on and vote for us.
It's not for us, man. It'd be nice for the West of Scotland and that.
It's good for us, obviously, but it's good for any promotion at a level. You know what I mean? It really would be appreciated if you just took the time, a couple of minutes, going on and vote for us. Yeah. But that's another roundup. Dak, and you want to finish halfway?
Nah, mate, just catch you next week, and hopefully I'll be a happier man, mate. I'm a wee bit still grumpy with the weekend's result, mate.
Well, lovely way to finish it. Go and run the ball tonight or something at training.
I'm going to be something, mate.
Good. Right. Cheers.